So here's what a unit circle is. You take an X and Y axis, and you can see it in the middle there. Okay. What's the matter?
I have another one. I don't know.
You can have two, though. It's not going to hurt you. So here's your X and Y axis. What I've done is I've drawn a circle, and that circle has a radius of 1. So the circle you see on that paper has a radius of 1. And our goal by the end of the hour is to fill in all those blanks. So let's start with this one right here. We'll do this one together. That one, we want to find the coordinates of that point. So if I know the radius is 1, what point is 1 to the right?
1, 0, because it's on that axis.
1, 0. That's the point, 1, 0. So now you should be able to fill in all of these. Next to it, you also see two blanks. One with the degree sign and one that's just empty. One is going to be the angle in degrees, and then the second one will be the angle in radians. So when we measured these angles, remember we started straight out. This was 0. And then which way were the positive angles? Up, right? And when you got straight up and down, the first quarter was 90 around. So this would be 0 degrees, and then you go around that way. So here's another hint. That one might be 90. So right now, take some time, work with the people around you. Let's see how much of this you can get filled in. Please do not just Google it. Okay, you will get the right answers by the end. You won't help you remember it. If this is 0 to pi, what's halfway in between?
0.5
0.5 pi. Let's write pi over 2. So pi over 2 goes to each of those kind of corners, each of those halfway marks. So pi over 2, pi, what's the bottom one going to be then?
Pi over 2.
Well, pi over 2 plus 1,
2 over pi.
3 pi over 2. Plus another pi is 2 pi. Okay, let's cut that in half. So let's go to the blue lines here. Halfway between 0 and a half. What's half of a half? A fourth. So the 45s all become pi over 4s. So the same way I filled in the 45 degrees, right? I just added 45 to go all the way around. I'm going to do that with the 1/4. So pi over 4 plus pi over 4 is 2 pi over 4, or 1/2. Add another 1/4. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4 pi. 4/4 would get me back to a whole. Then the next one would be 5 pi over 4. 6 pi over 4 is the same as 3 pi over 2. But 5, 6, that means the last one, 7 pi over 4. So when I think of a unit circle, when I start picturing it, I find this one, and then I just count by fourths to get the rest of them. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, back to where I started. So the green lines, okay, the same way we did the 30s. This is a 1/6 of the way to pi. So that means 30 is pi over 6. And to get to the next green line, I have 2 pi over 6, which is pi over 3. Oh, there's my pi over 4. You already have pi over 4. Okay, anyone want to try the 120?
I do.
What do you think it is?
Well, let's see. That's a
So-
6th. And the next one's a 3rd. Let's see.
It's 2 pi over 3.
2 pi over 3.
So 1
I did the
6,
next one, I think I actually know that.
2 6, 3 6, 4 6.
5.
The last one is 5 6. So with the 5 6, right, we did a lot with reference angles before. This is a pi over 6. I'm 1/6 short of a whole. That's why this ends up being 5 6. So the next green one, what's 1/6 more than 1? 7 pi over 6. Whoops, I'm trying to keep them all same color. Then down here, 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, this is, which is 4/3, yep. And 5 pi over 3. And finally, if you're a 6 short, 11 pi over 6. So take a second to check those. The only things we have left to fill in on our unit circle then are the coordinates all the way around. And I've seen some good guesses on some of you trying them.
0.5 in between. I did 0.5 in between 0, 1, and 1, 0.
It's not, though. It's a good guess, but it's not. Okay, any other questions on labeling those? You'll get better with them the more you practice them. And this is what I have thousands. I usually run off about 500 of those every spring because my pile will get depleted. They're always over against the wall there. So if you ever want some unit circles, you get bored in a class, instead of doodling or playing on your phone, try and fill out the unit circle. See how much you can make yourselves do. Everybody got somewhere on it today, right? You were able to do a lot of it without a ton of hints. So it shouldn't take, hopefully, too long to get it really down. And the more comfortable you are with it, the easier graphing and solving will be coming out. Okay, so I was stalling your unit circle. Don't highlight this part, but we're going to try to find the rest of these coordinates. So I'm going to look at that first coordinate right there, the 30-degree one. And we're going to use what we know about triangles. So if I draw a triangle in here, okay, I make a right triangle. This is a right triangle. This is 30 degrees. What else do I know about that triangle?
60 and 90.
So this is a 30, 60, 90. So I know a lot about this triangle then. I know the ratio of all the sides. I also know that the hypotenuse is 1. So this is where when some of you are like guessing why a half didn't work there. The hypotenuse has to be 1. That's my radius all the way around. And it actually, I guess it would be a 30, 60, 90 triangle either way. So now, the difference between this and the warm-up though, in the warm-up I had the 1 right here. And when this was 1, this was 2. So if this is 1, how do I go backwards? 1/2. So the opposite side is 1/2. What does the bottom side have to be? To get to the long side, it's square root of 3 over 2. Oops, actually, I don't want you to write this on yours yet.
that reverse tangent thing?
No. So over here, I'm going to draw my 30, 60, 90 here. Sorry, I meant to put this over here. So that's the triangle that makes up that first spot. What I want you to notice, because you should be saying, well, what does this have to do with the x and y coordinate? Look at the opposite side right here. This height is the opposite side of the 30. That's the y coordinate. So the y coordinate on every single triangle that we draw is going to be opposite the angle. The y coordinate's always going to be opposite. What's always going to be adjacent? The x coordinate. Okay, and the reason that works, hold on, I'm going to step ahead of myself. So looking at the 30-degree one, just to get us started, what's the height going to be then? What's this opposite side always going to be at 30? 1/2. So that's the y coordinate right there. The adjacent side will be square root 3 over 2. This tells us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more spots. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 7 more spots.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So how does this help us find more coordinates? Now that I did just one of the triangles for you.
You can do times it by 2 to get the next one.
No, it's mirrored.
There's mirrors. It won't quite times by 2. What if I go to, so we'll get to the mirroring in a second. What if I go to the 60 right here? It's just flipped around. So at 60 degrees, you've got 1/2 and square root 3 over 2. Wait, why? Because it's still a 30, 60, 90 triangle, it's just the short side is the x this time. Right? It still makes a 30, 60, 90, but the short side is the x. Once you have these two, you can find the rest, except for the 45s. We'll do those last. So someone said mirroring.
The pizza, but it's a pizza, so we can't use a triangle.
So how can I go down here? What changes if I reflect it over?
It goes negative, doesn't it?
What goes negative?
The x value.
Not if I go down.
Oh, the y value. I thought you went the other
Oh.
way, because we were talking about the other way.
Oh, you guys are talking about the other. So I went down. So when I flip this point over, make the y coordinate negative. So now you should be able to get this one too. And then if you go this way, the x is negative. And this isn't new, right? We talked about this. We've drawn triangles in different quadrants and made different points negative. Down here, they should both be negative. So take a second to get all the square root of 3's. Those two are both the same. And when we did the warm-up, it was take the side times the square root of 2 to get the hypotenuse. So if you go backwards,
Square root 2 over 2, right?
yes, you divide by the square root of 2, get the denominator to be real. So it should be the square root of 2 over 2. We know the two sides are the same. So at all the 45s, it's square root 2 over 2 for the x and the y. Hit record. So I'm at 180. The y coordinate is 0. Right, tangent of 330. So 330 is 30 shy of 360. I know the x coordinate is square root 3 over 2 because it's over more. It goes down a little bit. Negative 1/2. Draw the 30, 60, 90 if you need to. How do I find tangent from that spot? Y over x. You have to be able to simplify this. To simplify the complex fraction, I multiply by that reciprocal like that. So you end up with negative 1 over the square root of 3. Can I leave it like that?
No.
No, keep going. So you get negative square root of 3 over 3. Now, that one feels like a pain, and that's why I'll have the video for you tomorrow doing some of those a little slower. However, you don't have that many different numbers on your unit circle, right? Look at the points. This is going to show up for tangent of all the 30s, right? 330, 30, 150, and 210. They're all going to have that same.
So you're saying there's really only like 10 or so answers for the entire assignment? You just gotta
Pretty
figure out
much.
which one it is?
Yep. So what about sine of negative 60? But where's negative 60? Is it on your...
No.
It's not, right?
It's in the third quadrant.
Negative 60, you're going to go down. Make sure you did sine, not cosine.
Negative square root of 3.
There you go. So that's the coordinates 1/2 and negative square root 3 over 2. Sine is the y coordinate, so I knew it had to be negative. So it should be negative square root 3 over 2. Yes.
How do you do all?
So this was all in degrees, right?
You switch it from radians.
Circle. I'm not going to go through all the ones in radians just because we don't have time, but it's not really any different, right? Look on your unit circle. Are all of these marked?
I don't think we have any negatives.
Well, how'd you do negative 60?